The next movie that we're going to talk about now is Moon, directed by Duncan Jones. Written and directed by Duncan Jones as his first movie, I believe. This movie stars Sam Rockwell, and he is basically, it's a one-man show. It's about in the near future, or maybe, I don't know, let's say 100 years in the future, we are excavating the moon for their power resources. I guess the solar energy.
Helium-3 is what it's called.
Helium-3 is what it's called. The solar energy empowers the rocks in a certain way, and we were able to use that as alternative fuel source. And so Sam Rockwell's job is that he has to sit in this moon station, make sure that all systems are go, and he has a robot very much in the style of Hal from 2001, voiced by Kevin Spacey, named Gertie. And as he's been there for 3 years, completely alone, except for this robot friend, and you can tell that as time's gone by, he's starting to crack. He sends out video blogs or video messages or whatever to his loved ones, and sometimes, every once in a while, he gets one back, but for the most part, he's completely by himself and up to his own devices, and as time goes, he's kind of slipping, and after an accident, he realizes that he's not the only person on the moon, and I'm tempted to give away the reveal, but I won't, because this movie has a lot of twists, and the first act is more or less just a 2001 ripoff. And I actually was kind of frustrated with that because the visuals are very much like 2001. The Gertie the robot is almost exactly like Hal. And you even have a couple scenes with classical music playing, like as you look at the planets and stuff like that. But then as the twist happens in the movie, it takes a complete 180, and it really kind of finds itself finally, and it goes from being frustrating to amazing, and I think this is probably my favorite pick of what we had to watch this week. And Sam Rockwell playing Sam Bell, I think he just did such an amazing job, and the things he has to do. Adaptation comes to mind. Nicolas Cage and Adaptation comes to mind. The style of acting that he has to do is really impressive, and as well as the editing. I would give a thumbs up for the editing too, because that would be hard to splice together. But yeah, by the time the movie's over, I was thinking 2001, but maybe throw in a little bit of The Machinist, and maybe throw in a little bit of Blade Runner in there too. And I think this is it's one of those movies that nobody's heard of yet, but in 5 years from now, it's going to be like a huge hot rental cult movie.
Nice. So what was your grade?
My grade is an A+.
A+. Well, I'm pretty close with you. I was going to give this one an A for a lot of the same reasons. Sam Rockwell being amazing. It is well acted. He works wonderfully in the movie. I actually wasn't annoyed by the 2001 Space Odyssey stuff. I was just very happy there was no 10-minute breathing scene.
Yes.
Because that was I was so afraid he was just going to be stuck in a room breathing for a long time.
Yeah, the pacing's not like 2001 at all. It's a much shorter movie.
Things happen, and plot progresses very well. And Gertie is hilarious. He has this little smiley face icon instead of a red light, so he's a little bit more
expressive.
There you go. And he's got an arm too, which is fun. But yeah, no, this moon base is just so lonely, and you can just tell that everything it just sets up the mood really well. And you talked about everything.
I know I've exhausted it. The sense of dread in the movie is very palatable. Like, you just know there's something wrong the whole way through. It's so tasty. I don't know. It's the best one. You can just feel like at moments it's almost horror movie dark, but at other moments it's really funny. The dialogue is
Yeah,
is
it's true.
hilarious.
So, yeah, especially between him and Gertie, or just plain talking to himself.
Him and the stranger.
The stranger.